My pranam to all Atma Jyotis. I am answering a question on Rythambara Prajna, the consciousness of a Rishi, a sage, a enlightened being. The moment we speak of a sage or enlightened being, immediately we'll get all the pictures from movies, paintings, one person with a long beard, matted lock, and weird looking. We have a image of a Rishi, a sage, image of an enlightened being. These are all coming from cultural conditioning. Who is Rishi? Enlightened being, one who has attained Rythambara Prajna. Prajna means wisdom. Rythambara Prajna, one who has wisdom of Rythambara. Rythambara. Rhythm, the word rhythm, you have to understand. In English, we have a word called rhythm. R-H-Y-T-H-M. Rhythm is a pattern. There is a pattern in everything in the universe. Universe has a pattern. Seasons have a pattern. Summer, winter, rainy season, all those things follow in pattern. Sun moves in a pattern. There's a rhythm in the universe. Pattern. Everything, including molecules, atoms, everywhere there's a rhythm. Pattern. One who has Rythambara Prajna. Rhythm or pattern is the nature or essence of the universe. Satya is the nature of the self. Truth is the nature of self. Rhythm is the nature of the universe. That's why in Sanskrit, two words are used, Satyam and Rhythm. Rhythm. Satyam means truth, which is your nature. Rhythm means the nature of the universe, pattern in the universe, Prakriti. Satyam and Rhythm. Satyam is inner reality, Rhythm is the outer pattern of the universe, functioning of the universe. Because of the Rythambara Prajna, our rishis were able to understand the cosmology without having binocular telescope. They understood many things in the cosmos. They understood deeper aspect of human nature. They understood deeper aspect of many things based on the pattern which is there in the universe. Atoms were discovered by rishis much before even microscope was discovered. Gravitation field was discovered by rishis much before any instruments were there. Because they had Rythambara Prajna, the awareness of the functioning of the universe in the form of a pattern, rhythm. So there are two dimensions. Innermost dimension is Satyam. The outer reality called rhythm, Satyam and rhythm. One who has both is called Rishi. He is called Rythambara. He is full of this Prajna, awareness, Satyam and rhythm. So two dimensions of this Prajna. Through a deeper inquiry, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? At the deepest level, I am Atma. Atma is Brahman. It is nominal, means is shunya, absence of anything, absence of object. It's beyond all object. But all objects will appear from that. It's called fullness. Purna, because everything appears from that. It's shunya because nothing is there, no object is there in that. It's called Brahman, Parabrahma. So that Parabrahma is your innermost reality. So that innermost reality you can find through enquiry, self-enquiry, Atma Vichara. Is that clear to you? And outer reality, the pattern universe, you can understand by being Sakshi, the witness. If you are able to witness without getting involved, then you will be able to observe the pattern. The moment you get involved, you will be biased. Suppose two people are fighting. You are able to observe, oh, don't do this. You're right, this is wrong. You can say, because if you're a witness, if one of the person fighting is your child, you'll not be able to witness. You'll get involved in that. If you get involved in the nature as identified with the body and mind, then you will get involved. And if you are involved, you are not able to observe the complete pattern. You have to be able to observe as a witness. So, Satyam, truth you discover with understanding, Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidananda Atma, Shivana Nane, Shivoham, Shivoham. One who has realized this is called Satyam. Satyam is unmanifest reality beyond thought, feeling, emotion in the body. Brahman, which is your own self, Atma. Manifest reality is Prakriti. It appears from Maya. If you are Sakshi and witness and able to observe the reality, manifest reality, then what happens to you? When you are Sakshi and you realize Brahman and you are Sakshi, then you're one with the totality. You are not separate. The moment you take a role in the total part in the total, identify some part of totality, you are not in totality. You're becoming part of something. A part cannot understand the whole. But the moment you become one with the totality, I am Brahman and I am Sakshi when I observe, then you are not part of the Prakriti. But Prakriti is part of you. Like wave is appearing ocean. So you have become the ocean. You have become the infinite. You are not identified with the limited body-mind complex. Being a Sakshi and Brahman, you are one with the totality, Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. Both are one reality. Sarvam Khalida Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi has become one. That state is called Rythambara Prajna. Then what happens in that state? As an individual, I have to do some work because I have to work in time and space. I'm separate from the dimension. I have to do something to get it. But if you are the totality, what will happen? What work you have to do? If you are everything in the world, what you have to do? Nothing is required. Through the body-mind complex, action will happen. But because this body-mind complex is a part of the whole, whatever is required for functioning will come, appear, because totality will appear from totality. Like this. If I have to eat food, my hand goes like this, my mouth opens, some chemicals are produced in the body, biochemical reactions, the food gets digested. I don't have to do anything. Everything happens because my body, mind, and body and hand is part of one whole. Similarly, if you become with one with the totality, the whole will function. You don't have to do anything. I mean, there's no doership. What is required for a functioning will appear from somewhere. This I heard from the life of Mata Amritanmayi. One doctor from California goes and seeks the blessing of Amritanmayi, says, I want to do some service. What should I do? Amma says, build a modern hospital. Where? She shows a place where there's a lot of water. He goes and stands. How do you remove the water? Go and stand there. She goes and stands there. Some people come remove the water. Some people dig. So a whole big building is coming. Ultra modern hospital is coming up. But there's a problem here now. Each equipment in the hospital is costing very lot of money. Where do they get the money? Where the equipment comes? Amma says, just wait, build a room. X-ray room is built. Suddenly somebody donates the X-ray machine. MRI scanning room is built. MRI machine comes. That way, the ultra modern hospital is built. The most modern hospital, your government doesn't have that. In two places. One in Kerala and another is North India. Why? Because total universe starts functioning as one entity. Whole universe will function as one being. What is required will appear. This is also called grace or synchronicity. It is called Rythambara Prajna for a person who is established in Jnana. For a person who is not established in Jnana, once in a while it happens. Momentarily it happens, it's called grace. Momentarily your ego is dropped, you become witness. Momentarily your one mind is silent, then you will become one with the universe. Then something what is required will happen. It happens momentarily in case of common people. In case of Rishi, it happens all the time. When Adnani is trying to do a dharmic action, will it happen? It can happen, provided momentarily there's a drop in the ego. I am the doer. You have to become the Sakshi. The ego is not making you hold on to individuality. Is a drop there? The moment drop is there, something opens up in the universe. There's no place for two, Jiva and Ishvara. When Jiva becomes silent in dharmic activity or in Jnana, then Ishvara functions as a totality. It's not like individual functioning. When dharmic action, the mind becomes silent, God is doing through me, some grace will start flowing. The grace or synchronicity, because the whole universe is operating as a single entity. You are not separate from it. In reality, you are not separate, but you have a concept of separation. Because I am individual, I am separate from the universe. The concept itself makes the universe separated from you. In reality, there's no separation. If you are able to drop that momentarily, then you see grace in life, synchronicity. Synchronicity means what is required to happen for at the right time, a right place, happens without your effort, without individual effort. Because now universe is working, Ishvara is working, not individual. It's called grace. In English, they have a word called synchronicity. Means something has to happen without my effort, something required is happening at that point of time. And one who has this Satya Jnana, that means I am Brahman, and one who has Jnana of Sarvamkara is Brahma, mind has become silent, he is not reacting to life, he is Sakshi, then Rythambara Prajna, he becomes Rythambara Prajna, full of wisdom of the universe. Any questions? Clear? So Rythambara Prajna to happen, what is required? Our lower mind, Manas, is reactive in nature. Our Buddhi is full of Adnana. Manas, Adnana in the Buddhi has to be removed through Jnana, Atma Vichara. Manas has to become silent. Raga Dvesha has to go through Karma Yoga. More and more, you become one with the universe. Lower mind, Manas is full of Raga and Dvesha, attraction, repulsion, reactions. You cannot be Sakshi when reactions are happening. Reactions start coming down with the Karma Yoga. Chitta Shuddhi happens. Then Shravana Manana Nidhyasa brings Jnana, clarity. With that, you will become one with the universe. Jiva Ishvara, Ekatvam, you realize. Grace happens when the mind becomes silent. Mind becomes silent. The silent mind is one with the universe. Don't react. The mind is like a wave. When the wave becomes silent, it's only the ocean only.
So you should be one with synchronicity.
No, you don't. What did you say?
Synchronicity and grace is the
Synchronicity is a common word they use in English language. Grace is the word we use in Krapa, we use in culture, Indian culture. Synchronicity and grace are same. When we need each other, when the universe, when you are in tune with the universe, yeah. The question is what? What is synchronicity is the question. Synchronous. Two things are synchronous. What is the meaning of synchronicity? So there are two things, like my left hand is there, right hand is there. Right hand moving like here, left hand moving like that, they're not synchronous. When together they move in some pattern, it's called synchronous pattern. They appear as they're connected. Two unconnected events happening in the universe appear as though it's connected, and it will work towards your evolution. It's called unseen hand moveth. Something is required for your evolution. Okay, for example, you are struggling for some problem, struggling for some question or some spiritual question answer. Suddenly, somebody comes and gives the answer to you. It is not because of your effort, but as if you and he and that person is connected. What is required for your life happens at the right time, right place, without your effort, without individual effort. We call this God's hand. Did I answer the question?
and you should be aligned with the universe.
You should be aligned with the universe means what? Should we be aligned with the universe to synchronicity to happen? So we have only two modes of operation in the universe. Three modes of operation, sorry, two modes. First mode of operation is I am individual. Then if you are individual, everything happens because of your effort, karma and karma phala. Because you are individual. Individuality is not reality, but it's your concept. If you're strong with the concept, that's how the universe responds to you. Oh, I'm individual. Okay, work for it. Karma and karma phala laws apply. Or I have surrendered. The God is working through me. I'm not individual. This body mind is complex is the functioning of the God, Ishvara. With that deeper understanding when you function, the functioning of the universe becomes a total, it's not individual functioning of the universe functioning with itself. Then synchronicity or grace appears many times. It can happen, this understanding can happen accidentally or with conscious understanding. Then you see synchronicity in life. Right? Then you're with Dana, you understood who you are, and with you operate in the world as Sakshi, then synchronicity happens more often in case of Rishi, sage.
Three modes, second and third and aligned.
Yeah. First mode, I am individual. Then you are working for your own karma. Surrendered mode, Ishvara Arpitam, Karma Yoga. Then you are more aligned with the Ishvara, universal consciousness. And if you are Gnani, you are fully aligned with the universal consciousness. Are the three modes clear? In the first mode, where you are individual, once in a while, by accident, something may happen. Your mind becomes silent. In the surrendered mode, where you're doing karma yoga, more often you see synchronicity. When you're Dani, you see only synchronicity. This is called Rythambara Prajna. It so happened today, I was in a lift. One of my students asked a question. For that, I started answering Rythambara Prajna. About Rythambara Prajna, answered. In the lift, just a few minutes. And one small young girl, must be 18, less than 18, she asked me, what are you speaking of? I said, Rythambara Prajna. I'm interested in that. What does it mean? And I told briefly, in the lift only. And then I asked her name. Her name is Rushika, means woman Rushi. It so happened that this knowledge has to reach her in that lift today. That's a synchronicity, grace. Somehow this was required for her today. And she didn't ask for it. She does not know where to search. It reached her in the lift. This all way synchronicity or grace works. Anybody has a question on Zoom? Purnima, Katyayani.
ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ತಿ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಆ ಅನುಭವಗಳಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗುರುಜಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ
Okay.
ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ತಿ ಆ ಅನುಭವ ಆಗಿದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಆನಂದನೂ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನಿಮ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಗುರುಜಿ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಅದೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಸತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದೇನೋ ಸಿಂಕ್ರೋನಿಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ರಿತಂಬರ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ.
ರಿತಂಬರ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. when the mind becomes silent in surrender, mind becomes silent in gnana, mind becomes silent in any circumstance, then you are become one with the universe. Then something happens in the universe. Then there are no two entities, Jiva and Ishvara operating. So shall we close for this session? Another half an hour meditation. Stop.
Ask you, how do we move? You have already spoken about it from the individual karma phala and all that. Then we move to karma yoga, and then finally the last stage is Rythambara. So now it is
karma yoga, jnana yoga.
Karma yoga, jnana yoga.
Then Rythambara Prajna.
Then Rythambara. So it's a very subsequently we move. So how do we move? It is by like it is be arpit, everything, whatever we do, it should be dharmic, and it should be with the surrender attitude, right, Guruji?
That's right. See, ultimately, the whole question is mind becomes more and more silent, and as the mind becomes more and more silent, you are more and more in the universe. That's all.
Correct, Guruji. Right, Guruji. Sure. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next half an hour, we'll do